Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Professor Fleming here with a short step-by-step instructions on how to record a video lecture on a snow day using Adobe Connect. So the things we're going to talk about today are we're going to talk about opening a PowerPoint. That should be easy. Opening Adobe Connect, how to record in Adobe Connect, how to share a screen in Adobe Connect, how to give a lecture in Adobe Connect, how to unshare a screen and wrap up, how to stop recording, how to go to Adobe Connect and get the link, which is to the video, to the recording, which is tricky, and then of course how to post it to Blackboard. So given that, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to I already have my PowerPoint open, and I'm going to go to Adobe Connect. Now I have my Adobe Connect set up here, so I can go right into it. If you've never used Adobe Connect, there's a password, a username and password that is used. You see you have your email there and your password. And I can go into Adobe Connect and I get this huge menu of different things. Now, if you've never used this before, this could be a little intimidating, but after you've used this for a while, it's actually not too bad. And these are all the different meeting rooms that I already have set up. Many people have a room set up by their class. So SDN 601 Principles and Methodologies is a room that I have set up for my online sustainable design class. If you're going to get Adobe Connect from OIR, they will tell you how to set up a room that you can use for a snow day. Now, I should also mention that although I'll be recording today, you can also do Adobe Connect live, and I'll say a few things about how when I do snow day classes, I actually broadcast live to the class. But I'm not going to do that training right now. I don't have the time to set it up. Now, Adobe Connect loads up. It takes a little while. While that's loading, you'll also notice this little red guy up here. If you saw my other lecture, this is for the Snagit recording, which is another way to record your deal. Now, here's the really important thing here, and you can see some notes from class the other day. Would you like to start audio conference with this meeting? And the answer right now would be no. But if I was going to be doing a live call-in class, I would say start it. And then there's a series of instructions for students to call in or have the computer call them. And then from there on, everything else would be the same. So, so I'm not going to hit start here. I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to do that today. So if I was doing a snow day lecture, I'd probably have something like snow day, sorry, no sledding, watch this lecture instead. So, assuming that you're going to be recording, you want to put the text in here. I would put the agenda for the class. I would put any other notes in here. So when you hit record, when I hit record, it's going to see this screen. So this is sort of like your entry screen. I always try to put the date in of when I'm working, and this is at 12/12/2014, and it's actually 9:40. So in 20 minutes, this is going to be maybe used in your session that you have today. So I better hurry up. All right, so the next thing is we're going to hit record, and there's all kinds of things here you want to get comfortable with and learning that, and Pia does a great job of training. But I'm just going to hit record meeting, and I like to use a name so I can find the recording later. I'm going to put Snow Day Connect Recording. Pretty good, right? Pretty smart. Okay, I'm going to hit OK. And now I am officially recording this. You can see that because the red light is on and it tells you that it's recording. Now the next step, of course, is that there are two ways to go here. Some people will load up their PowerPoints directly into Adobe Connect, and other people will share their screen. So when you go to sharing, you have a couple different options. You can share a document, you can share a whiteboard, which I'm not going to cover today, or you can share your screen. I tend to like to share my screen because my PowerPoints have a lot of animations in them, and when you include your PowerPoint in Adobe Connect, which is a nice thing to do, it loses a lot of the animation. Now this will come up, you'll see the same choices come up again. This is what my desktop looks like. Yes, don't judge me, please. Actually, this is what's on my desktop right now. So whatever is showing right here, whatever is showing here is going to be recording. So I am recording whatever is happening on my screen, and it's also recording my voice simultaneously. I'm going to go back to the same PowerPoint, and I'm going to present the PowerPoint again very quickly. And now this is you giving your normal lecture that you would give to your students in class. You're using your normal PowerPoints. Adobe Connect is capturing all of it. and it's just going to be wonderful. And then maybe they can still get some sledding in. Now, in order to stop sharing, you don't have to keep this up. You can minimize it. I tend to keep this up. It has some nice things when you're teaching live, like you can see when students raise their hand and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and you also have this little whiteboard marker. You can actually draw right on top of your desktop too, which is great. I'm going to stop sharing now, and we're going to get this, and we're going to end up stopping recording. So once I stop sharing, which it's not doing, it's just, there we go. And then I want to go back to my discussion template, and these are your templates here, the 3 ways that you share information with people. And you'll see that I'm back here. I'm now going to be doing a wrap up. My PowerPoint is over. I'm going to say go to discussion board, or whatever craziness that you want your students to do, you can have them do that. And then you say, hey, thanks, class is over, that was great, and you go back up to your meeting and you hit stop recording. The other thing you should notice is you can pause your recording. So when the doorbell rings in the middle of your recording, you can pause your recording. If you make a mistake, keep going. You make mistakes in normal class all the time, so why you don't stop there and hit the pause button. If you make a mistake in your recording, just keep going. So I'm going to hit stop recording at this point, and really nothing much happens. So what Adobe Connect is doing is it's placing that video into a place where I can get it and share it with my students as a link. So in order for me to do that, I am going to go to my hard drive. I'm going to go to Adobe Connect, which is here, and this is the little bit of a trick why you need a little bit of training, is you want to go to something called meetings. So the home button gets you all the available rooms. The meetings are where you can find recordings of what you want to do. Now my class was SDN 601 Principles and Methodologies. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And because I'm in meetings, it didn't open as a room. If I'd been over here, it would have opened in a room, as a mistake I make all the time. Now, there's lots of things here that I'm not going to bother with. Mostly I just want you to notice this guy right here, recordings. And you go in there and you click, and you notice that this is a good sign. All of these, most of these say public, which means that I've made them public and I've posted them. So one of the little tricks in Adobe Connect is you have to make it a public video, meaning that you can share the link. So you have to click here, right there, and then you have to click on Access Type, right there, and then you go to Public, right there, and you hit Save. Don't do a passcode, it's not worth it. And then you hit save. Okay, so now I've done that little step there. Now I want it, where's the recording that I just made? Well, you have to click on here and it will show you the URL for the recording that I just made, which was only 2 minutes and 37 seconds. So I grab that and I copy it, or I think I can right click and copy, right? I can copy it, copy link address. I go over to my Blackboard, and I go over into Blackboard, and I could, I usually go to something called Class Recordings. I don't like to put my links in my announcements because I make most of my announcements go away. And what I'm going to do is go to Build Content and Item, and I'm going to say Snow Day Adobe Connect Lecture. Alright, and then I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to go to Browse My, oh no, I don't have to browse my computer, which is nice. I just go here and I paste. I'm going to paste in. Oh, it doesn't like that. There's a little bit of a problem. There we go. Well, the paste button didn't work. Now, so there's the link to the Adobe Connect recording that the students would watch. One thing you need to know, though, in Blackboard, sometimes your links come in as links, and sometimes you have to make them a link. So we have this little chain link fence here, which is the symbol, the universal symbol for link. And I'm going to go ahead and paste in the same URL number that I just did, and I always pick open in new window, so I think it's better for the students because that way this window can stay open. And I go to insert, and now I have a nice little line under here. I know that this will go into this will work. So then I would hit submit to load it into the Blackboard room class recordings, and as I told you in my other video that it shows up here at the bottom, I bring it up to the top so the students can find it very easily. Sometimes I like to check it, and if you don't hear the audio, it's because I'm not recording the system audio, so maybe you won't hear it. But this is what the students would see when they come in. So they would see the date, the snow day, they would hear you talking, and you're probably not hearing me talking because I'm double recording right now. So you'll just have to trust me that the volume was working. Sometimes the volume's not working, and then you really have to be upset. So you have to make sure the volume's working before you start. So I probably should have said that. Okay, the last thing I would do is I go to the home page and I would do a create announcement, and I would let the students know that the recording has been stored in the class recordings. So I go to create announcement, I'd say snow day, and I'd say, hey, go to class recordings and open the lecture. And then what I would do is I would go to display until, and I would change the date. I usually give it 10 days, and then I would go ahead and send the copy to all the students. I'm not going to do that because it's not a snow day for real. And I think that that is pretty much everything that we said that we would do. I hope that this was helpful for you, and if you have any questions, the number is 215-951-4648.